We are now recording.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the award-winning, phenomenal, top-tier, top-rope Kayfabe Cowboys podcast. I am G.A. Brown, a.k.a. the gorgeous one, a.k.a. the man who opens up the show, who kicks off and just gets out of the way and just allows the shenanigans to ensue. Tonight's episode, as you can see, all three of us are back together after Rashod took his vacay to the island of relevancy or wherever the hell he was. He's back with us today. So I'll just pass it to you, Shad. Say what's up to the folks, man.
What's going on, people? I know y'all missed me. I saw in the comments that y'all was waiting for me to come back. Oh, you asked and I'm here.
Left? The comment
Yeah.
you left? Okay.
That plus others. It was
just that one.
But I'm here. So if you don't know, I'm Rashod, aka Coco Beware, because I'm bringing that high energy. So yeah, let's get to it.
All right, and the other person that you see on the screen right now is the mixologist extraordinaire, the man who's using his rear-facing camera and wrestling historian, the legend himself. Nick, say what's up to the folks, bro.
What's going on, people? I'm still just throwing away at Coco Beware. Yeah. Let's
As a wrestling historian, you should get that reference. So we're gonna get into that though.
I get it. I just wasn't prepared for it.
So are you saying that your role on the podcast is to coon and shuck and jive for the man?
Very much so.
Is that what Coco did? I feel like Coco was a trailblazer.
Man, okay, he was out there soft shoeing for Vince and his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Coco was a trailblazer and an activist. So let's get it.
Todd is more like Virgil. He's more like Virgil. Yeah.
Oh man,
that might have been better.
He's the hired hand to the millionaire.
Yeah. Anything for the fair skin.
Yo, so as you all can see, we're hitting the ground running right now. And Shad mentioned before, prior to us hitting record, he said, I watched y'all little episode last week. So he already came with us with some shade, some indirect hate, just because he wasn't able to clear his schedule for the time that we had cemented week by week. He couldn't get out of it. So we had to move on. We did a bang up job, Nick. So thank you for everything that you contribute to the podcast, sir.
You know what?
I feel like it was one of our better episodes.
You know what? I thank you
for the
effort that you put in. I mean, at least he watched it this time, because you remember last time he didn't even put forth the effort to watch the episode.
Edit the episodes. Of course I watch them.
No, that's not what you said. It's on record where you said,
So
but I still watch.
Reading and reading for comprehension are two different things, man. So you might have glossed over the episode, but you probably didn't absorb the greatness that you were witnessing. But I'm gonna just go ahead and just give the floor to you, because you said you was taking notes and some shit.
Right.
Let's hold off on that. I got a docket for both of y'all, so we're gonna save that for later on in the episode. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into my world famous Shad Harris icebreakers, because you tried to do icebreaker last week, which was a piss poor job at it. It was very generic, very
so I'm El Generico now.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
You gave a basic bitch icebreaker question, so we're gonna get into the real heat.
Did you like my impersonation of Rashod Lamont Harris?
That was mid too, so we're gonna get into it. So for the icebreaker question for today, fellas. All right, so since Christmas is near, Christmas is coming up in like a couple of days.
2 weeks.
Same thing. Days equals weeks. If you had to give Christmas gifts to wrestlers, and the Christmas gifts were either a new finisher, new music / entrance, or just, better mic skills. I'm going to give you guys 3 wrestlers, and you guys give me, which Christmas gift would you give each one of them?
Okay.
Are y'all ready?
I just want to throw something out real quick. Last week was mid, but we doing another holiday. Okay, sorry.
Last week was best tag team.
And then the week before that was mac and cheese?
Yeah, because it was relevant, because Thanksgiving was the next day.
Okay.
Boy, here we go. And all right, go ahead. Go ahead with your little question.
Right, with your little questions to get us out of the way.
All right, so first person, what would get Ludwig Kaiser to the next level?
So
we have to pick from your options.
Yes, my option, yes.
Typical. I'm gonna have to say a new finisher, just because I can't recall what his current one is. So I'll go new finisher.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with finisher as well, because for the life of me, I can't think of what his finisher is.
I can't place it.
Because he doesn't win matches. So, okay, moving on. All right, all right. What about Mr. Chad Gable? Shorty G.
All right, I'm gonna go with new music.
I don't even know what his music is, to be honest with you.
Me neither. They've remixed it to some other version of what the American Alpha theme was, and I think the American Alpha theme was obnoxious enough for him to still be a heel.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. He just got new music. His mic skills are decent, so I guess I go finisher to separate the Kurt Angle comparisons.
Okay, okay. And then lastly is somebody who's been at the top before, but since then he's all the way down at the bottom. Not really, but in my head he is. So Mr. Finn Balor.
Me, he needs new music. I'm not a fan of this whole Judgment Day rendition of his music. I need the remember at one point there were two different versions of the Finn entrance music. You had the face version and you had the heel version. I need him to go back to that. So new music. I love his finisher. The coup de grace is probably one of my favorite finishers.
Thanks.
He's serviceable on the mic, pause, but I think I need that music to evoke an emotional response.
I'm gonna have to go against all of this and just say a belt. I don't mind the music. I enjoy when he kind of celebrates when he comes out. The music is dope to me. The finisher's top tier. Mic skills plus the accent. Yeah, you can't fault it. So I'm just gonna go to belt.
Y'all really think his moveset is like top tier though?
Like, think
We
about
didn't
it.
say moveset. We said finisher.
You said his finisher.
Oh, excuse me, finisher. The finisher.
Right.
No,
I think the coup de grace from him is like one of the weakest moves I've seen.
the coup de grace. It's a real like, imagine somebody jumped on your chest from 10 feet in the air, like kayfabe, or like
Jordan
even a
ones
shoot.
at that.
Yeah, like
No.
that,
I see what
it's
you're saying,
terrible.
but in theory, I feel like it works. But in practicality, when he actually performs it, it doesn't look painful at all. In every match that I've seen him in, especially while he's wearing like baggier clothes, it doesn't hit the same.
I'm not a fan of his attire. That's completely another story for another day. I need him to go back to being cool Finn Balor with the leather jacket, but I think he's found a way to deliver that move where it's as safe as it could possibly be.
I think he could add another finisher, like a secondary finisher to that, and then he could be a little bit more to that next level. But I feel like him just having that coup de grace right now, it ain't it for
The
me.
who?
The what?
Coup de grace.
It's not coupe.
It's not coup.
It's
Coup de grace.
I don't really care. I don't give a damn.
And
It's still trash.
Finn,
It's still trash
Finn,
nonetheless.
Speaking of Finn, he has the best sling blade in the business.
Facts. Sling blade.
Who else does it? Him and Seth?
He had the best sling blade in the biz.
Is it better than Jeff Hardy's sling blade?
I like the luchadors do it
Yes.
too. Yes, much better than Jeff's.
See, fellas, that's how you do an icebreaker. That is how you do an icebreaker. It gets you thinking. It gets you like invoking. It's relevant to the times that we're in right now. So that's how we're doing it. So go ahead.
That's okay.
That's what I
realized.
That's what I was doing last week when I was watching y'all episode.
How long was I out?
About as long as it took him to talk about himself. So forever.
Gosh almighty.
Go ahead.
Self-righteous bullshit.
Just to let you know, I'm only here for the arguments as well as the funnies. So let's get to it.
All right. So I mean, where do you want to take us to today? Because we have a makeshift platform and itinerary, if you will. But I'm sure you got some shit that you want to get off your chest. Like, do you want to address your gripes, or do you want to go into the show?
Well, the whole itinerary was his anyway. He didn't ask us, so let's just let him run the show.
Well, he is the programmer on the pod. So you know, what I mean, I'll give him that. You know, what I mean, he put the stuff on the whiteboard.
So go ahead, lead us.
Okay, as I always do. So first and foremost, last week.
This nigga thinks he's in the Judgment Day for real.
Last week, you guys only spent about maybe 8 minutes on a premiere topic, when I feel like you should have gave this topic a little bit more energy. I didn't really appreciate that.
We spent 8 minutes getting into this topic, so how about we get into the topic?
It's only been 30 seconds. Chill out. So let's talk about the not Judgment Day, excuse me. The New Day.
You don't even know what
the New Day, nigga. New Day, nigga.
You don't know if it's Judgment Day, the New Day, Arbor Day, Boxer Day.
Christmas
New
Day, because
Day.
that's all the holiday, that's all you want to talk about.
The New Day. And y'all said y'all was, on board with this. And to me, as I told you guys last week, that this was
Hold on, let me stop you right there. We only spent a couple minutes on it because we knew that you had feelings toward it. So rather than
Yes.
us go into it twice and be redundant, as you would
Mm-hmm.
say, we
Yeah.
left it
mm-hmm,
for you.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Now that
Got
you
it.
actually watched the episode as opposed to clips. So go ahead and tell us how you feel.
Yo, like side note, man, the way you sitting back there looking menacing, you look like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. Like,
I can't see it.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take your little jokey joke. All right, so let's get into the New Day, shall we? Because it is a new day. And
yes, it is.
yes, it is. So I hated it. To be quite honest with you, I hated it. The reason I hated it, because let me sit up, let me get my posture right. The reason that I hated it is because none of it made sense. These two niggas was battling back and forth for months.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi never once mentioned like, hey, maybe we should bring, Big E in. Nobody never mentioned Big E. These two was angry at each other
Mm-hmm.
for the last, let's say, 4 months. When did
Mm-hmm.
Odyssey Jones shit happen? Like in June, July? They've been,
Man, Odyssey Jones. Wow.
yeah, people all forget all about that. But they've been going back and forth for 4 months and never once did they mention like, hey, we love each other, but they're just something over. It was like, yo, these niggas don't like each other at this point. And so for them to get in that ring last Monday and be like, hey, we're about to break up. Big E comes out. Say, hey, I want to be our manager, whatever the hell he said. And then them niggas to turn around and be like, yo, we don't fuck with you. That made absolutely no sense whatsoever from a storyline perspective. They could spin it to make it make sense, but in that moment, it made absolutely no sense.
Is all right. So is there room for me to rebut this, or are you still getting your shit off?
I feel like ice. No, you can go ahead.
All right. So the reason I feel like it made sense is like, okay, you've been gone this entire time. He and I have had an issue with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we were coming out to, we were allowing cooler heads to prevail, and we were going to walk away from this situation before we sullied the name of the New Day. Then in the midst of all of this, you decide to pop back up and now try to put a band-aid on the situation when you saw us going through this shit. You saw everything we were going through, and now this is the time where you pop back up, where you could have been on the road being our manager. You could have been on TV with us. You could have popped in and chimed in any time before it got to the breaking point, but you decide to pop back up when it's the 10-year anniversary of us. So to me, it's selfish. You came back to steal some of the shine because it's because this is the Polaroid moment. This is the photo album moment. You wanted to be in the scene. Nah, nigga, you should have been here when we were struggling. You should have been here and help us piece this up before we got to this point. So yeah, we had an issue with each other, but in that moment, yeah, wait a minute. You know what? We both don't fuck with you for real, like, cause you left us.
And I get that. I feel like that could have been said somewhere along the lines. Like I said, they've been building up for this for months. They could have mentioned like, "Hey, we wish E was around." Where's E? Like they could have did anything like that, and then all of that would have made sense. But for them to not even mention E, and them to like I said they were going back and forth with each other, especially the week before when they were like saying some real like venomous shit. Like it would have made sense for them to kind of say something along those lines instead of like saying like,
But why talk about E if E ain't been around? I'm only going to talk about
Right.
the people who have been relevant in our situation, which is you and I. And if you
Yep.
peep it, the whole them staying together, the speech that Kobe was giving could have been, "We about to break up." Then E
that's what it
comes
sounded like
out
they was
there,
going at though.
right? Then when E comes out there, it's like, you know what? He ain't help you. He ain't help me. Maybe we realized we were trying to be a trio and look for that help from that third person. Maybe if you and I just depend on each other, we'll be all right. And we don't
And I'm
have to be this group. We don't have to be the New Day. We can be whatever we choose to be now and blaze our own path because that's a problem. You try to make us the New Day. We'll never be the New Day without E. So it
and
makes
I'm
perfect sense.
and I'm not mad at that. I feel like they could have just added something in there for that to make sense instead of it just kind of coming out of left field where it's like, yo, we don't fuck with you. They could have mentioned Big E somewhere along the line. Like, it ain't got to be a full-on sit-down conversation, or we looking for E, but it could have been something to be like, yo, I wish Big E was around, or something like that.
That sounds like making up an argument after the argument is finished. When you having that moment and then somebody tells you something and all you could think of was, "And you broke your neck. You've been on TV. We've been on TV. You was a pay-per-view on Saturday. You couldn't pull up on Monday when you saw us fighting. Why did you wait until this moment?" So now the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if I didn't bang with dude, but now I realize he got the same thoughts, maybe we can bond again on the pure malice of hating you.
I think it could have been. I see where they trying to take it, but I feel like there could have been one little,
Hey, your camera.
twitches to it.
I'm kind of happy that your camera like kind of blanked out right now, because like the level of like disdain that's been on your face throughout this entire segment of the pod has been disgusting. Welcome
I'm
back.
just saying, I don't like it. And my second reason for not liking it is because the New Day have been together for 10 years. They won like 10 plus championships, or whatever the case may be. And they've done it all. They're like regarded as one of the greatest tag teams, which by chance they were not on either one of you guys' list, but that's neither here nor there.
I'll tell you why, but go ahead.
Hold on, let me finish. But yeah, so they like, what else is there for them to do for them to stay together? Like, I don't get the reason for them to stay together. Like, it would have made more sense if they were beefing and it led to something, even if it led to like a triple threat, which I still feel like is going to lead towards that. But like, them being together does nothing for neither one of them because they've done it all.
Then being apart does nothing.
Yeah. What? All right. Okay. Well, since you're so you're vehemently against them still being together. All right, they split up.
Good word choice.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. He got me cooking.
Yes, sir.
So since you're so against them being together, like, tell me, what does each one of them do as a singles?
Yeah.
That means something.
I feel like it gives Xavier finally, something that he could actually do outside of the New Day, because he's the only one, as they said in that promo a week before the anniversary, that only thing he's been able to do was to win King of the Ring. So I feel like that gives him a chance to do something. I feel like Kofi's done it all. There's really nothing else for him to do. And he's old. He could probably just retire, to be quite honest with you. Like Big E, if they're going to come back, then that could lead to Xavier and Big E doing something. But I feel like them as a team, like, I mean,
Tell me
you
a
guys,
match with Xavier that you want to see, that you were stopping what you're doing and actually watching in real time an Xavier match.
there's none, but there's none as a
Exactly.
team. There's none as a team that I want to see either. Like, I feel like the money match for them is a triple threat with all of them. But I feel like you could have did that with Xavier as the heel and maybe the other two as faces. That's what I got to say.
I think you need more tag teams for the growing division. Separating them does nothing for either, because I barely want to see a New Day match, but depends on who they're up against. I'll deal with that. But
So do you still want to see a New Day now that they're heels, though?
Yeah, I do.
Did you not see the burn on Monday?
People hate their guts.
They got Dom level hate. That's an emotion that nobody had for the past umpteen months. We've been talking about, I wish they would do something.
They did nothing.
I felt nothing.
Yes.
But Monday, when they walked in and people was turning their back, and when they got to the ring, they couldn't even speak. No music, because who are they? Come on, bro. Character development.
But I feel like at the end, it only leads to them winning another tag team title, which I don't really care to see that.
But all right, so if I definitely don't want to talk about this too much longer.
Yeah,
but
we can wrap it up after this.
If we're talking about like what has such and such done and what has Xavier done individually, let's say he wins a singles title, right? How big?
Which one?
But like, yeah, how big of a singles accomplishment would it be if he wins it sans New Day? Like Xavier, I mean, like Kofi and Big E had their moment with the New Day around them. So when he gets his joint, as far as the WWE playback quality of the video package, all three of them got some sort of singles title, and they were there to celebrate it with each other. So they're gonna reunite at some point. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking that Big E is gonna end up joining them as a heel.
You mean like coming up?
Mm-hmm. Because the way I see it is like, all right, you know what I mean? You know what? You have a right to be mad at me. I still love y'all and I understand why you mad. And I came back to be with y'all and to show you all that I'm here for you. So whatever it is that I need to do to be with you all, I'm gonna show you that I'm here for
The
us.
DIY approach, but with a trio.
To me, I feel like it is automatically going to Big E is going to like be clear to wrestle, and he's going to like go after either both of them or one of them. I feel like it
I feel
ultimately
like
has
the
to lead to that.
reverse. I feel like they're if he gets cleared, they're going to go after him, which causes him to get help from maybe Omos or somebody else.
Or Bearcat
And
Keith Lee.
now that would actually be dope because anybody saying, you know what? Put that in your book. Put that in your cookbook, bro.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they're both dating in the Yim family.
And boy, they stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sticky rice.
Wow.
Okay, what else we got, fellas?
You tell us.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Deadline. Did y'all watch?
Oh, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
did.
Okay. What are y'all thoughts? What y'all give the overall show?
Who wanna go first? Me? You?
You go ahead.
Overall, I'm gonna give the show just because I know why they did it. I didn't care too much for the Ridge Holland Trick Williams match. Overall, I give it a B plus.
You be giving away these grades, bro.
All right. So if we give it if I just be giving away grades, like
If you didn't care for the main event,
I didn't care for it. That doesn't. All right. So if that was the worst match on the card, you telling me that the Iron Survivor match with the women's
fire,
wasn't an A. The Iron
fire,
Survivor with the men's wasn't an A.
fire.
The tag championship match where Axiom and Frazier beat the no quarter catch crew and Frazier had to sell the bad back and ribs the entire fire.
I think they might be top 5 in WWE, but that's a whole okay. You're agreed. I just feel like if the main event, when you play wrestling like the 2K24, you're supposed to start high, middle, end high. That's how
They
I look
did.
at matches now.
They did end high because that wasn't the main event. The main event was the women's.
But true. You're right. Okay.
So they placed it, where
Yeah,
it
you're
needed
right.
to be, and they knew it that with all the star power they had in that women's match. They knew that Trick Williams and Ridge Holland didn't have enough of a story to actually main event that joint, and I'm glad they didn't force it because I'd have turned away from it. Just
Is
because
it
I
safe to
wouldn't.
say that Trick Williams is very mid in the ring?
I don't think he's mid, but with anything aside from like a shitload of flippy shit, I need a story. Like I need something to be emotionally invested in. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like he got that title shot because he ended Chase U, and there was no story in it. Like I just think they ended up having a title match, but that's what a champion does and should do on your brand's pay-per-view, aside from what brother Corduroy Rhodes does. But anyway, this guy ain't had a title match on it.
Hey,
Anyway,
focus. Come on,
anyway,
come back to us.
but I enjoyed the card from top to bottom.
Nick, what
I
about
just
you?
feel, I just feel like Trick. I don't think he's mid, but I don't think he's able to lead and carry a match like a champion should. Not yet. I don't think he's mid. I just think that he needs to work with somebody of a higher quality. Ridge has never been a quality wrestler to me, so it's kind of hard to bring that up to a high level. Women's match was fire. I love Fraxian. Like I could. They need to be pulled up. They need to be pulled up at this point. But I don't
And
know what you leave.
I forgot about Jada and Lola Vice. That was
Mm-hmm.
good.
But yeah, I mean, listen, they could have. Never mind. Never mind. People watch this.
Stay focused. Stay
Yeah.
focused.
Ooh, I mean, need a moment. That they could have just stood there, and I'd have been completely fine. You know what?
I'm
I will go.
glad that desk is there.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. It's a stand-up desk, thank goodness. You know what? Maybe a B minus because I just. All right, I'll go with you. B. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. I definitely
Yeah.
forgot about the Lola match
Yeah.
because that
That wasn't too difficult. That wasn't too difficult, man.
it was definitely better than the PLE.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gave that like a B plus too, though.
You are
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
B.
No, I gave it a B minus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll check the notes on that and we'll insert.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I gave it a B minus. Shadrick.
So I only saw the clips because I wasn't watching that whole
Here.
damn show.
All right,
Wait a minute. This is our job.
Nope.
How can we get sponsorship dollars if you're not even watching the product that we're commenting on?
I seen the clips. Like,
The clips don't tell the story, bro.
it tells the story for me. I'm not watching the whole 3 hour show. Like, I refuse. Unless it's Mania or something like that. But
Boy.
from what I've seen, pretty dope. Everything was good. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Trick Williams outside of an entrance. He doesn't really do anything that like excites me. Nor Ridge. I feel like Ridge is kind of mid as well. I feel like their main event scene outside of Mr. Iron Survivor is kind of going to be trash.
Well, it's gonna pick up though, because the money match, and I don't kind of tight that Eddie Thorpe is gonna be in this title match, but I understand how and why it happened, and it was a hell of a move on his behalf storyline. I don't think that he's gonna I don't think he's gonna make it to the ring.
I don't think he's not gonna make it. Yeah.
Nah, I think the Samoans are gonna kill him.
He's not gonna make that, and I think that's how they're gonna tell that story.
But the way that they were able to keep Obafemi and Trick Williams away from each other the entire time Oba was the NXT, the North American champion,
Yep.
it was amazing the way that they did it, because this is the obvious matchup that all of us want.
Been waiting on.
Obafemi is going to be the ruler of NXT. He's going to take the title, and he's going to be the champion for over a year.
Does that now mean Trick gets called up? Because that's the same thing that happened.
Yeah, I see Trick coming up in the Rumble. I see him
Rumble.
Him coming up one spot after Carmelo Hayes in the Rumble.
Okay.
So that kind of lends into my follow-up question is, do you guys feel that Obafemi and Julia is going to be like the next heads of NXT?
I do, but I think there's going to be a two-headed monster on the women's side with Stephanie Vacar and Julia. Because if you look at the Iron Survivor match, Stephanie Vacar was the only one that didn't take a pinfall. She's the only one that, you know what I mean, that like, so she's the only one that did get. I don't know if Julia did Julia get pinned? I can't remember, but I know Stephanie Vacar didn't. I think
Julia did. I think so.
I think the money in the women's division is going to be the eventual rivalry between them, and I know Stephanie Vacar is going to end up being the heel. And I'm excited for that. So at the top of the card, they gonna print money at the top of the card with them two, and of course the ruler of NXT.
I agree. Oba is going to run NXT for at least a year. But what I would like to see is, remember back in the day when titles would change hands often? I could see that taking place with NXT. Like, you got me this time. All right, bet. You got me. I got, those triple threat matches, those series matches where I got you once, got you twice in a row, but then you got the belt. Something like that, where the belt continues to change hands, so nobody's a loser, for lack of a better term. But there's always that excitement as to the next banger. I think that's what's going to happen in the women's division. But Oba, that's his belt, and he just walks in and you're like, shit, that's him. Mm-hmm. He just gives that vibe. So yeah.
Yo, that promo he cut last night when he said the only reason that you were the NXT champion, or there was a trick, whoop that trick era, is because I let there be a what? Wait a minute, nigga. Like, so I just like, this has been the year of all years for me in my career, and you telling me it only happened because you let me? What? No. What?
It's
brilliant.
Trick was a wide receiver. Oba is a defensive lineman, and when they get to talking shit in the real game, he'd be like, boy, I will whoop your ass. That's exactly what it looks like. And when he said it, I was like, he's not wrong. I don't believe that Trick can win this match.
I don't think he's gonna win. He can't win.
It's not that he will or won't. I don't think he can. If this was non-script, I don't think Trick has it in him to take up. One of the dudes would be like, Oba would be like, no, hit me again. Nah, now it's my turn. Yeah.
But I know you said that Oba probably is going to go for like a long reign. I feel like they're not going to even do that. I feel like he's going to win the belt and maybe say, hey, I'm going to just go to the main roster and either drop it or vacate it or something like that. Yeah. I feel like he's already, out of almost everybody on the NXT roster, he's the one that's like main roster ready, like right now, who can go.
The issue with that is you start to have too much talent and not enough belts. And I know that there was a conversation online about there being too many belts. I think especially with the women, which I disagree with. You get to a point where, especially from what I'm hearing, they're planning on giving Finn a long run. Cool with the championship. All of these people vying for belts, where do they all fit in? So I think you keep a belt on him, whether he comes up and visits the main roster or not. You keep him because you're still going to need a workhorse in NXT, and he's that guy.
Okay.
I think that I think he'll get the belt and he won't lose a match while he just what you said. Like if he goes up to the main roster and relinquishes, he's gonna have a dominant reign and he's gonna have to lose to somebody that is like, if he does lose the belt in NXT, it's gonna have to be a star that they build and it's gonna be
That they're building.
undeniable. If they don't have somebody that's undeniable with star power by the time the end of his reign, I could see him coming up and relinquishing only because he goes up and wins one of the secondary titles on the main
Yeah,
roster.
if he decided to take out Braun and take the IC belt and the NXT belt, I would love to see that. Just because you don't see cross champions like that, that would be dope.
Or it could be something where like because he'll be in NXT for like the next 6-7 months, and there could be a face US champion that does an open challenge, and he comes out to the open challenge, wins the US title, and then has to subsequently relinquish to NXT, and like that's how you get
That would,
that you give him that dominant appeal. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like he didn't even lose the NXT championship. He just had to
He
relinquish it
dropped.
because
Yeah,
now he's yeah.
but that's why I say you take it from Braun, who has that rising star. So it makes
Mhm.
sense whether we're talking two heels, two faces, whatever that looks like. You could see those two butting heads and it being a hell of a match. That's the only reason I said Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, okay. All right. So I know earlier we talked about y'all's shitty icebreaker from last week, but that did get me thinking though. Which traditional tag team is better, or who?
You
Which
wrote the question, right?
yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay.
Which is the better traditional tag team by single accomplishment? And I know we all normally say that like most teams have a Marty Jannetty, but which team is like 1A and 1B? Like they even after they broke up, they still was able to kind of thrive.
That's the direction.
Okay. I'm glad that was an icebreaker because we needed to explain that one.
Damn. Yeah, you go.
I- The
Mine
first people,
is while y'all thinking about it is Edge and Christian, because even though Edge is like the dude, Christian also is world champion.
but I still don't ever think of Christian without Edge. So I feel like that. I understand your thought pattern. I think it's wrong, but I always feel like when you think of Christian, you think of Edge.
Even now, as the turtleneck, sleeveless turtleneck guy.
Yep. Because when Edge or Adam went down there, what's the first thing they did? It's
When
like
when I see Christian, I think of Gangrel.
who was he in the Brood with?
Edge.
Right. So I can understand why you thought it. I don't know. If we're talking actual tag teams, not people that are put together randomly, the first one that comes to mind is the Brothers of Darkness.
But I'm talking about like traditional tag team. Undertaker was already Undertaker when that already happened.
I mean, if you're looking at traditional tags though, they're booked as tag teams for a reason. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like, like the, what I mean, what is it? The sum is greater than the parts or something like that. Like the only traditional tag I could think that would actually kind of fit this would either be, what I mean, like, because one side wasn't as good as the other, and it's in two instances, the Usos and the Steiner brothers. Like,
And even then, you could see the difference. That's why there's always
yeah,
a star. Yeah, I don't.
yeah,
If you're talking teams that came together you could say that about Harlem Heat then, because
yeah,
you
because
know,
Stevie Ray didn't do much without Booker
Yeah,
T.
yeah.
he didn't do
But
anything.
Yeah, I mean, he went to the crib.
I feel like y'all missing the obvious that I thought about that is right there in front of y'all that we actually.
It wasn't too obvious because you didn't list that. So
I was letting y'all get it. I was throwing the alley off the backboard at one of y'all, but I guess y'all, Butterfingers and missed it.
maybe it
And
was a
that
good pass.
team was
is it the Iconics?
no, the team is the New Day.
They're not a traditional tag.
They are a traditional tag.
No, they're not. They didn't come in as a tag team.
So when I say, all right, so let me paraphrase this. When I say traditional, I mean like a regular tag team, not nobody that's like rated RKO where you already main eventers and coming together. I'm talking about like a regular old tag team.
But when you say
when you say the New Day, that means you're only talking E and Kofi.
Yeah, a traditional tag team is two people, and they actually come in the company as a tag team. These were three singles competitors who didn't have shit going for themselves individually, so they put them together. Like they've all talked about the fact they had nothing going on.
They were
So
about
they
to get
decided,
fired.
you know what I mean?
So they pretty much started from nothing.
No, but they were in the company like floundering around as singles competitors. They
About
didn't
to get
come in
fired.
as a
That's what I'm
tag
saying. Yeah.
team. Kofi Kingston was Jamaican when he came in. He didn't know about an Xavier Woods or Big E Langston.
I'm not talking about people who come into the division together, but they are actually put together and they are repackaged as a team. Like I said, not rated RKO where you're already two main eventers or John Cena, Batista when they team together for that hot second.
Bautista.
But people who are a traditional team who are put together and like, hey, y'all are now on this, and y'all
Then
actually go and make something.
the only answer, even though we said it can't be a trio, is the Shield.
I ain't mad at that either.
Yeah, that's dope because they
That could
came
be
into the main
only
roster
thing
as a crew.
group.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes
That's
following
them.
those rules. It's got to be them.
Well, that's them more so than the New Day because the New Day came to the main roster as singles.
Separate. Right.
The people like Roman, Dean, and Seth came to the main roster as a team.
As a team.
I'm not mad at that. Look at y'all putting y'all thinking caps. Yeah.
I mean, we had to figure out that weird.
That wasn't a weird question. That was a very straightforward question.
No, because
that was a very straightforward question.
Because you have caveats because you say, well, the Brothers of Destruction don't work. Were they a tag team? Were they both successful? Yes.
They were both heavyweight champions before they even start teaming.
But
that doesn't make any sense.
Your question was tag teams.
Traditional tag
successful. Traditional tag teams. Yeah, they were in a tag team match. 2 versus 2. That's a traditional tag team. Right?
Mm-hmm. And Kofi won titles before he got with the New Day.
So did Big E. But they were doing nothing, and so they put them together. Be like, hey, I need y'all to make something. Let's move on.
Okay,
y'all
wait.
Pissing me off.
That's like saying that DX wouldn't be considered a traditional tag team. Triple H was floundering before DX, correct? Correct?
Yeah, exactly. But Shawn Michaels wasn't. Shawn Michaels was the world heavyweight champion by the time they got together. But if you would have said New Age Outlaws, then you might got something because they didn't do anything on their own, and then they came together and did something great.
And then when they separated, they did nothing.
Yeah, so you
right. I'm not saying they're my pick, but I'm just saying a traditional tag team.
You said that would have worked, but they didn't come in.
No. I'm saying a traditional tag team. They don't got to come in together, but they gotta. If they had nothing going on, they put together. Let's move on,
boy.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
It's hilarious when you make sense to just you that we're wrong.
Let's move on.
You're super confused.
Let's move on.
You're on your head.
So I know something that GA mentioned in last week's episode that I've overheard was KO is right. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, just that. He's right. Like, I mean, think about it. Like, if we're looking in the do we want to go surface level?
Yeah, I mean, elaborate a little bit. What?
Okay, so for starters, right? Kevin Owens, for the past however many years since the bloodline has been a thing, he has been getting his ass whipped by the bloodline at every turn.
They ran a car into him.
Yeah, like, nigga hit me with a car. Like, bro, like, they've been whooping my ass over and over and over and over and over again. And then
you saved me from some of their ass whoopings.
Yes, you helped me. Like, help me help you, nigga. Like, and then Roman goes away. He comes back. He somewhat has a he changes the stripes, and now you want to help him out when this entire time, like, they've been doing everything to stop my rise. And now, like, no, my nigga, like, you are up now. You are up. Like, you're not my friend. You not my friend, bro. Like, that's just like if all three of us came in together, and I'm gonna use Sean because Sean's not here to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time we've been getting our ass whipped, him included. And then the people that's been whipping our ass just happen to show back up and they need help, and he goes to help them out. Like, he the op now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, what are we?
Can't play both
sides. What are we doing? You can't be my friend and help out the person that hit me with a car. That ain't how life works. True. KO is right. Cody is the real heel.
True.
Cody, you said it was the other bloodline, but the parts in that bloodline were still Roman, Jimmy, and Jay when Roman hit KO when Roman with the car.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was 2.0. My bad.
Nah, because it was during the pandemic. Remember they had the
Yeah, that's when Jimmy was hurt. So yeah.
Yeah, they had the Falls Count Anywhere match, and Roman ran him over with a golf cart.
With the golf cart, I meant the actual car. Wasn't that KO they hit with a car?
Yes.
A SmackDown? That was 2.0
Yes.
though.
Dog, that's 2. You hit me with a golf cart, and then you hit me with a real car. I forgot about that. Like come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, and then you call me, self-absorbed or whatever because I own a Lamborghini. Nigga, you got a tour bus everywhere we go.
Yeah, true.
You got a bus. Matter of fact, you got a secondary bus because your first one burnt down.
Come on, dog. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, Cody's the real heel, bro. He is the real heel. He's Homelander.
I don't know if he's a heel just yet. He's leaning in that direction. He'd probably be there in another 6-7 months, but he's not a heel right now.
He's going to be there after Saturday.
KO is right, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's right. Like, Randy turned on him. Like, Randy was wrong. Cody's wrong. Sammy's wrong. Like,
hold on. Randy wasn't wrong. Randy was a peacemaker.
Yeah. Well, KO's the only noble person in this argument right now.
So what do y'all think about KO, Seth, as well as Drew McIntyre pretty much having the same storyline where they're still angry at Roman and going after the people that sided with them? Do you guys feel like they're going to be the one, they're going to team up to kind of still try to take down Roman? Is that where we're heading at?
I don't think so. Nah. Just cause the only way I can see that happening is if the rumors are true that they're planning to put the original Bloodline on Raw, moving forward in January. But there's still going to be some sort of like OG versus 2.0, something of that sort is going to happen at Mania. So they're going to have to like mix them again once The Rock gets back into the picture. I don't know. I could see it happening, but for that to happen, like Seth would have to be considered to be a heel, which I don't think they're ready for him to do. Because if him, KO, and Drew are going to team up, like KO and Drew are viewed as heels right now. So Seth will have to be viewed as a heel. And
also not with Seth taking the apology on Monday. So it was like, no, we're good. It was forgiven. So you can't then like be a heel and then go back after Sammy after saying we good. I feel like that's a Stretch Armstrong reach on that.
Damn, nigga hit me with a car. 2 cars.
2 cars, yeah. Okay. I know.
Do they have so merch wise? Is there a KO is right shirt on WWE shop? Like they need to have that.
Could be. They might be.
They need to have that. If not, I'm gonna find a way to make.
I mean, all of his shirts look like he did it himself on a cricket like 2 hours beforehand. So I mean,
like the duct tape. Yeah.
I agree, KO was right, but he's still not winning, especially now that they pulling out the winged eagle. So
hold on, what you talking about?
Yeah, so you could tell him, Nick.
But I mean, we'll let him watch the clips. But just understand that the winged eagle is coming out Saturday.
Yeah, so the whole presentation of what they want to do with Saturday night's main event, they're taking all of it back to the time frame of when the original show was going on. So they're not going to have the big elaborate stage or nothing like that. They're going to make their entrance through the crowd just like they used to on Saturday night's main event. Triple H gave Cody Rhodes a big case, and they opened it up and he said, I hope this still fits or whatever, you know what I mean? And you saw, there was like a gold shine coming from it or whatever. So the rumor is that at Saturday night's main event, just for that night, he's going to have the Winged Eagle title just to fit the nostalgic presentation of the show.
Nigga, to me, this makes me lean even more towards KO is winning the championship.
Dog, that'd be beautiful.
That would be awesome if he beat. Because Cody has wanted this one belt for so long. And if actually KO beats him for it and then is walking around with the Winged Eagle belt, that would be awesome. KO is winning. KO is winning. And that should probably make KO even more angry because not only is WWE they making him their golden boy with giving him the tour bus, giving him the pyro, the hoodie, the tracksuit that has the QB on it, like all that type of stuff. But now they're giving him the championship belt. Nick, it's okay to laugh. That was funny.
I didn't hear it because it was taking too long to develop.
Oh, okay.
I laughed at that one though.
Okay, yeah.
Something, Cody Rhodes.
But that gives him the perfect chance to be like, you know what? This is the one thing that you wanted, and now I'm gonna take it away from you. And of course, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he should probably lose the belt back to him by like,
Yeah,
Rumble or something like
Rumble.
that. But I feel like this would be a perfect, jolt of energy into the product if they let not Cody, KO win the world heavyweight title.
The
And
only
ASAP.
the way
problem
that
with that, the only problem with that for me is you won't have Cody as the champion with Raw on Netflix, and that doesn't sell tickets.
or what if Cody wins the belt back on you know what I'm saying? Like because that'd be a huge pop, you know what I mean? And then that's with him winning it back, that could be how you put The Rock into like now The Rock makes his appearance after Cody wins. You
And
know what
on
I
I
mean?
don't
Like
hate
top
that.
of that, I feel like Netflix deal is going to be a weekly thing, as we all know. So the first week is going to be star studded. I feel like they're going to have Rock,
mm-hmm,
they're going to have Roman, but what are they going to do on week 2 or week 3? They could easily throw that championship match on a week 2 or week 3 and still get what they're looking for as far as like
mm-hmm.
getting Cody to win the title, and it could be a major thing right on Netflix.
I think it takes away if you don't do it on that first one.
Mm.
Just like they had the championship match with Cody on SmackDown when they went to a new network. If you don't have it week 1, you don't have it. Now, if he loses and gets it back, I'm not saying I'm fine or I don't like it either way. I just think that it's weird to go into it without the championship. Now, I do think there's going to be some title changes at Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night. I do think there's going to be title changes. I definitely think that Finn is winning the championship,
I really hope so.
That's not going to happen.
I hope so. Yeah. But that'd
or
be
or the loss is going to lead to the breakup of the Judgment Day.
They already broke up.
nah, they still together.
Talking about all the Finn Dom and
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the miscellaneous
Yeah.
niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because on Monday it wasn't in the clip, so you may not have seen it. But Finn said you gave the title to somebody who didn't deserve it, Dominic Mysterio, and it's like, wait,
Give a title shot to somebody that didn't deserve it, yeah.
and Dom was right there, like, Nick, what? So it's
I'm
either
right here. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Do you
I
not
think
see me?
Finn wins it and then starts to talk crazy and then has that same Damian Priest mentality where I won the championship, I'm the leader, which causes the breakup. I see that more than yeah.
I feel like if it was late April, then that could be possible. But I feel like they want to keep Gunther going into Mania. Like I feel like he's the champion that's going to go into Mania with the belt. So
I just don't know what he's doing with the belt. I don't know what he's doing as champion. Much like uh, the gorgeous one will say the same thing about Cody. I don't know what Gunther's title reign is doing.
It's not. It's not doing anything. But yeah, that would be a perfect going back to the original. That'd be the Cody hater in me would be so full with seeing
hey yo,
KO take the winged eagle belt and celebrate
That
and
would be
run
crazy.
a victory lap around the ring while Cody's still in there looking stupid.
If this was being done in New York, I could see that because that's where his dad won the championship. He ran around the ring with his champion. If this was in New York, I could see that just off of history and look, I stole your belt at your dad's place where he won. It gives him a reason to stay mad. If you
Mm-hmm.
beat him after your first match being angry with him, because the last match you wasn't angry with him, what happens to your fire after that? Where does your story go after that?
Well, his story ended at WrestleMania. Like he ain't got no story no more.
No, I meant KO.
Oh, okay.
If Cody loses, KO takes the belt. A, what does KO do as champion? Because okay. B, now what?
I think KO would be he'd be a good champion for a minute, and then they set Cody.
give it to him for 3 weeks.
Yeah, they set Cody up to win it back when they go to Netflix. That'd be cool.
Again,
Yeah,
that might be the way. I
yeah.
just know when he mentioned Sammy the other day, I was like, okay, that's the story. He gonna lose this and then have to go after other
But
folks.
they've done that match to death. Even at Mania, they've done that to death. Like they need to do
And it
something
hits
else.
every time.
It does hit, but they've done it way too much. They need to get away from that shit.
Hey man, you can always go to that well if there's a drought.
Okay.
It's raining, nigga.
Nick has a hard out, so we need to wrap this up.
Pause.
I mean, Nick is the one that got the hard out, so.
Pause.
He's enjoying my heart out. Just let it happen, bro.
No.
Man,
I wanted to be shy today. But I do have a question because we skipped a lot of stuff that actually happened this week. DIY.
I love it. I love it.
I feel
This
like
is
that
the
would have been
first.
better off. Like, I feel like I have my GA hat on. Like, I feel like that should have been the Street Profits.
I'm tired of backstage assaults. That's getting old.
So it should have been the Profits, but going back to what I was talking about, like how the big entry, like it wasn't supposed to be the Motor City Machine Guns. It was supposed to be the Lucha Bros. And I think they had to call an audible. They had to find a storyline that fit with the Motor City Machine Guns. And the connection between them and DIY, like, you know, it's easy to track that. So I like it. And DIY is a heel tag team. Currently, the Street Profits are face. So you could end up, you know what I mean, pitting them against each other and give the Street Profits their moment in the sun. It could still happen, but I love the fact I loved Gargano's his turn in that match. I loved it because I thought that he was fighting with his values and the morality of it, and then he end up hitting homie with the low blow. Like now the only thing that can make this better is when they come back out this week. Yeah, because they're on.
So no pop.
Is it this week or next week? They're on SmackDown. They're on SmackDown.
Yeah.
When DIY comes out, please allow them to come out to the Blackheart thing. Let them come out to No One Will Survive. Bro, if they come out with that and they both have the mentality like of Goldie, like how Ciampa used to hug the title belt in NXT, bro, then I'm invested. Because now, if the Street Profits get put back into that story, it's going to be a blood feud because, like, you're going to have to be willing to go to lengths you've never been to take these belts from us.
So what I'm hearing is you're okay with the Street Profits losing again?
No,
because if that's the mentality, they can't win the first time.
Yeah, no. I feel like this is going to drag out to Mania, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're not going to, like, the Street Profits they're not going to have they're not going to get DIY's first title defense. Like, because you know they're gonna run it back with the Motor City Machine Guns.
So weird because half the time they give a running back immediately. Half the time they don't get their rematch ever under Triple H's realm. I don't understand it, but okay.
Or it might be something where they put together like some sort of like contender tournament or some shit like that. But I think it's setting up for the Profits to get their moment in the sun because DIY is healed now.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to lead to Machine Guns, DIY, and Street Profits at Mania in like a ladder match or something like that. I would love to see that.
Mania,
yeah.
So
we got like 4 months. We got 4 months, but they've been doing this back and forth since.
Wait, when is Mania? June, July,
April.
Oh, there's April. Okay, that's not as far as I thought, but that's.
It's a long time, but they can drag it out because they've been dragging it out for a while already. So.
Okay. It is April 19th.
Yeah. Go ahead and bring us home, brother.
So, Shad, did you before we exit, did
18
you
weeks. Jesus.
Did you address your gripes? I mean, did you get it all off your chest?
I think I got it all off. I just want to tell Nick it's okay to agree with me sometimes. Like, we're brothers, you know. Nick, I love you, man. You can agree with me, bro.
About what?
Anything in life, anything, brother. We're here.
No,
I'm here for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, man.
Valid, yeah.
I'm here for you, man.
Yes.
I'm here for you.
If you have a great argument, I will back you up.
I feel like it hurts you to agree with me, and that's okay. It's okay.
No, it's just because we never agree because you're never right. That's the difference.
I'm always right. That's okay.
See, and that is why.
But it's okay.
That is why it never works.
I just want to tell you it's okay, man. I love you anyways, bro.
Yo, Shad, you're like the
can I get an air hug?
You're the perfect condescending heel. Like,
get an air hug?
He can't see you.
Yeah, right. So next week
we're gonna hug it out. We're gonna do a good old fashioned WWE hug session. That's what we're gonna do.
Hug it out.
That's what we're gonna do.
Icebreaker will be like, so who do you think is going into the new year as champion?
We can do it.
It's gonna be an icebreaker.
So you know what I mean, with 3 minutes left before the hard out pause, I did want to ask, so do next week or the week following the week following? So we had to do it next week because the week following is going to be
Yeah. I think we should go ahead and knock it out next week.
Yeah. So
and what we're referring to is did we come up with a name for it?
The Kayfabe Cowboys Year in Wrestling Awards.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to have theme music and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll probably have a fourth member on next week because because we're gonna need somebody else to help us give out the People's Choice Award, and I think I'm going to dig into the podcast Petty Cash, and I'm gonna make sure that all of us have our uniforms for next week.
Okay.
So you're not gonna let me wear just a bow tie with my shirt off?
I mean, hey, if that's the look you want to go for, baby, hey, I ain't stopping you, man. Sexy boy, get it to him.
Hey, listen,
But me and Shad will have our tuxedos on. So if
Mhm. That's how
whatever
we
you
go.
want to do, hey man,
That's how
hey,
I'm going.
if you want to go bruh man coming out the cake, go for it. But anyway, this has been episode of the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast.
I need her to
Nick,
come
tell the
close us
folks where they
out.
can find you. Where can you find us, Nick? What can the folks find you, Nick? I'm sorry.
I wasn't quite well. I was agreeing with Shad, so if he wanted to go first, I wanted to make sure he got the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
go. I
Because
hop in
I
there.
love you,
I double dutch, So you can find me everywhere, Shy Harris.
just like a bad bitch.
I have some great videos that I just posted on my YouTube channel, and I'm also caring a little bit more about this podcast lately. So you're going to get some more clips with my special touch on it, my secret sauce on it. So
Whoa.
you'll see those coming very soon. So yeah, Nick,
I don't-
you can go ahead, brother.
I don't want to hear anything about anything coming and your secret sauce in the same sentence ever again.
My secret
Nick, where
sauce
can the
is
folks find you?
great.
I'm just blown away by the greatness
Go ahead,
of
brother.
Sergeant and letting us know that he's finally paying attention to the podcast.
Ain't that some
Anyway,
shit?
Nick, let him use you, brother.
you can find me on the Twitter, Kayfabe Cowboys, because I'll be using that page a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Instagrams, Kayfabe Cowboys, and make sure you put all of your votes down. We'll have some polls out over the next week so that y'all can vote on our awards.
Okay.
And
Nick, just remember that God loves you, and I love you as well.
that's right. And you can find me. You can
in St.
find
Louis
me
rolling on dubs. My bad.
in St. Louis rolling no dubs. But you can find me at the BFAB fan club meetings.
Where you're the only one in there.
The stand club meetings.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off. Did you see? You saw the picture I sent you of Kyrie saying, remember?
Dr. Umar will be ashamed of y'all.
Dr. Umar ain't a real doctor. Anyway, you can find me at Zach Morris on the Twitter machine and Instagram. You can find me at the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast. You can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs. And at the end of the day, next week, the year is going to end for the podcast. We're gonna wrap this year up. And before we go, all I can say is Brett screw Brett, die Rocky die, and we are out of here in 3, 2, 1.
And Jesus loves you as well.
That he does.